All right. It is 2:55, time for the next session. With me is my colleague Hong Chen. Hong is customer consultant for Pure and Mental Aid Data. Take it away, Hong.
Yeah, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. So this talk is about training, so mainly Pure is complex, and especially for the new users, it's really difficult to get a good grasp and start to use it confidently. For me, I joined Pure this year, so the start is really difficult for me. So probably you will face the same issue as me, but also maybe for customers that already using Pure, they will have constant need because they need to catch up with the latest development, because new features are introduced like every 4 months. So you will need to stay updated to meet perhaps your organization's new requirement. So I will help you to navigate through what the available sources that you can get help and find an answer. And then I will generally discuss what is our onboarding training process, mainly focusing on the new users, but maybe also focusing on how we, when you add the new module, for example, the award management or reporting or some other modules, and we can help you to introduce it to your organizations. And last, well, we really like to hear from you because we did some trainings before by James and also maybe other colleagues, and we would like to hear your feedback on that. And maybe also for the new perspectives, what are you expecting from us as of Pure training services? So these are the resources. We can start with the online menu. So it's just basically on the right button of Pure, where you can find all the. No?
No, incidentally, I tried it yesterday and the day before yesterday, and I couldn't find it. So is there a URL?
No, you have to hover your mouse a bit around, and it will show up. Otherwise, it's. I can show you later. So basically, that's the first hand. When you first hand on of Pure, just you don't know how it works and you want to play with it, go to that online menu. We have the latest, information updated over there, so you can find the basic information of all the terms and features. And the next one is client space. So there you can find classes, recorded video classes. So some are basic, for example, the introduction to Pure, and the others are the master classes. For example, how you do reporting and how you use the matrix inside Pure, and some are like the ProMax, how you enable them. It's a good resource that bring you perhaps to the next level. And then you can also look at the release notes. Those are really details, explanation of all the features, and they went really back to many years ago. So there are some features that introduced many years ago. You can still look into them and see what are. Of course, that new things keep coming up. So it's just like there's a search. You don't necessarily go to all the release notes. It's kind of impossible. Just there's a search function. You can search within this release note. It's a good knowledge base for you. And so that's the link for client space. If you don't have, reach out to me, and I will make sure that you have it. And the next is that the support. You can always ask questions to our support colleagues. So it is running now 24/5. So you can always get your short question answered very quick by our support colleague, because we are running across the time zone 24 hours. And and you can also look into the past JIRA question or request. So it's also a good learning base for me, because if there are a lot of questions that been asked and been answered over there. Yeah. And next is really the user group, because there are some regional specific or intra-specific topics that are broader, and this very often was brought up by the user group. It's a good to discuss there. And last, you can always come out to our customer consultant. There are like 4 globally, and their name is at the end of this presentation. There's a slide covering that. It's not because we know better than the rest. It's because we are within Elsevier connected to all the relevant colleagues, so we can help you to find the right person to discuss the relevant topics. Yep. So these are the resources that we recommend. And then, yeah, about the training. So this is our generic training process. We use this edit method, and we hope it can be a closed loop process that we can keep improving. But in general, the first 2 steps is the most important one, as we really need to know what your targets are, what do you want to do with Pure, and what are the objectives for the trainings. So why you use Pure, and what do you want to achieve? So this is a kind of example of all our customers. It's a non-exhaustive list of Pure use cases. So look at it and think about your situation, and then, yeah, this is like a journey how we work together with you to design our training courses. So first we look at your objectives, your targets, and then we break down into subject areas, maybe also into the use cases. And we also pay special attention to those processes that taking outside of Pure. For example, some ethical reviews that you need some committee to decide, or some financial information that you need to sync outside from another system. So the next step is like we look into the use cases, and then we identify the processes and who are the person that is attached to these processes or responsible for these processes, and what's their role within this organization, and what's their role within Pure. And then we look at what are the gaps from these persons. So you want to improve the knowledge, or improve the skill, or even you want to change their attitude toward Pure, or start using Pure. And based on that, we develop the training content. And then it's more like next step is to discuss the more practical things, how we deliver the trainings, what kind of facilities you need to have, and what is time, locations, and how many sequence that you want to achieve. But the basic thing is that we want to train the trainers. So we want to train the core group within your organization that also will bring the message to the broader audience, which are the researchers. Yeah, and the last thing is really kind of important. We need to gain the internal support. You need to gain your internal support, because when we look at the successful Pure users, always that different success story. But when we look at those customers that are still struggling to bring Pure up, it's really they are lack of internal support. Sometimes the high-level management want to use Pure, but there's no concrete support from the middle management, and therefore the researchers, yeah, sometimes they said they're not interested. They are not interested because they are too busy. But somehow there's you need to introduce Pure properly to you internally, and provide incentive internally for them to start using Pure. So that's more or less the training service, and we really need to work together with you to see how we tailor-made the training course for your organization. So maybe we can also get some feedbacks from you. So what worked well, and what do you expect from us about the training services? or other support services.
Comments or questions? Anybody on terms of what you need to get more out of Pure and what we can do for you?
Well, what you told made me think about what Davina was presenting earlier on the processes. And I've been working with the library team who does the data validation. And I think a lot of the instructions I need are related to what they do, what they encounter on a day-to-day basis. And some of them are issues that would like to have improved, functionality improved, but many of the issues are relating to what have we agreed upon within our institution on how to deal with metadata in Pure. So even though generic information on how to use Pure is useful, it's always related to how you want to use it in your organization. So for me, I would say I would like more integrated information in Pure. So like now you have on certain fields, you have a little pop-ups. You can have like a question mark behind the field. What is this field, or what is this information? And you get a little explanation. But if I could add my own information directly into the data entry screen, that would be extremely helpful if I could manage that information, sorry.
Yeah, something like a help text, editable help text. That's a good feedback, yeah? Any other comments or questions? All right, nobody who needs anything else than what we're already providing. We really like to improve, so tell us what we can do.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Hong.
Yeah, we can start the coffee break early.
This room and the other rooms will be on a break now to 3:45, so you have a long coffee break. Enjoy.